Hey guys, welcome back to another Journal With Me video. Today's video, I'm doing a page where I'm using a bunch of new printables in my shop, which I'm really excited to show you. So the new papers that I have in my shop are all about indoor plants. So I did a page about my plants and some plants that I've just bought. And the ephemera that I have today are some photos. So photos of my current plant collection and also some photos of some new plants I got. I've got the receipt from the purchase, and I've also got a magazine cutout that's just a pattern paper I thought could look nice on this page. And I turned to the next page in my journal, but I didn't want to have a floral pattern in the background, so I flicked to the next page, which was just a plain page. And here I'm showing you the new fold out pack that I have in my shop. So this fold out pack is called Indoor Jungle, and there are all of these fold outs that you can glue down into your journal pages, which give you like an interactive space to write. It's got an illustration, then you lift up the illustration, you can journal inside, or you can stick something inside like a photo or whatever other ephemera that you might have. In addition to that, I also have a coinciding patterned paper pack, and I've just printed 4 to a page to show you the different prints you get. But there's heaps of different prints and they're really fun. I love how this whole collection turned out. I also have just added this label pack to my shop, and this is like a jumbo label set. There's 7 sheets, there's different colors, and there's some plain ones that you can color in, and they're in all different sizes. So there's some smaller ones and some really, really large ones. And I wanted to create those larger red labels because the ones that I use all the time are very, very small, and I just wanted to have something a little bit more versatile. I'm starting out with that magazine paper. It's a whole sheet and it's got this cool green tiled pattern on it, and I'm thinking I can use that on the background somewhere. And the biggest challenge that I had with this page was just trying to choose what pieces I wanted to use and what I didn't want to use, because I love all of the fold outs in this pack and I feel like any one of them could have worked on this page. So I ended up using a couple of them, but I kind of just wanted to use all of them because they're so fun. So I had a little bit of a hard time trying to narrow it down. But I'm just brainstorming different ideas because at the moment I don't really know how this page is going to turn out. I'm taking the different fold out pieces and just kind of laying them across the page and moving them around and trying my different ephemera pieces inside them to see what I might like to use and what might work best. I'm also taking some of those pattern papers and cutting some of those out. So this little one that I printed as a small square, it's all these different leaves, which I just love how that paper turned out. I thought I could use it as like a photo frame on this page. I didn't actually end up using it on this spread, but I still absolutely love that paper. So while we're on the topic of printables, just to let you know, I do have a 20% off sale on all of my digitals right now. So all of these new ones and everything else in my shop is 20% off this week. So if you do have something sitting in your cart and you've just been waiting for a sale, now's a good time. So I will leave the link to that down below if you want to go and check it out. I have heaps of different fold out packs in my shop now, and I would love to hear your suggestions if you have any other ideas for different themes for fold out packs to create, because I just love making them. I think they're such a fun addition to a journal page. So I ended up gluing that magazine paper on the left side instead of the right, and I just used my glue stick to glue that down and just made sure I applied heaps and heaps of glue. And then once I stuck it down, I just peeled up the edges and added more glue around the edges and in the corners to make sure that it was stuck down really well. And I just like to lay down a pattern paper on the page first because it helps to break in the page and it kind of anchors the page and gives you a starting place. So I think if you're ever unsure about where to start on a page, especially if you're working with blank pages, find some pattern paper that you like or some kind of paper that you like and just lay it down on the page, and then that way you kind of have a starting point. It just makes it a lot easier to keep going. I thought I could put the receipt inside one of those fold outs and that would be cool, and I nearly did run with that idea, but as the page evolved it didn't end up being my choice. So like I said before, I'm still sort of just taking all of my favorite pieces, which is almost all of them, but I'm just taking all my favorite pieces and I'm moving them around to try and decipher what's going to stay on this page and what's not going to fit, because obviously I can't use every single piece on this page. I'm trying to choose my favorites and make sure that they work together well on this particular spread. I love that little houseplants book fold out, so I definitely want to use that. and that other larger one that's like a 4x6 postcard sort of size of a plant shop. I really love that one too. And so I'm thinking I'm going to add those onto this same page, and then I cut out one of those larger labels with the red frame. So as I said before, these are the ones from my shop. I just wanted to create a larger version of those red frame labels. So there's a heap of different sizes, which just gives you a lot more versatility. So instead of having a really small label, you can use it for a photo frame, and you can just fit more journaling and stuff inside. So I think that's really fun. I printed mine out on sticker paper. So once I cut it out, I can just peel and stick it, which is what I did there. And I just stuck it sort of in the middle of the page so that I could overlap that little book fold out piece just over the top there. And then my journaling can kind of run off the label and into that fold out. There I stuck that plant shop postcard fold out piece along the top there, and you can see inside it's got that beautiful ledger lined paper inside. So you can write heaps inside there, or you can put a photo or whatever else you like. And then because my receipt fit perfectly on my page, I decided to just glue that straight down on the page in the middle there. And I know that most likely this receipt's going to fade pretty quickly and eventually it'll just be a blank white piece of paper, but I don't really mind. I just stuck that straight down on the page there, and I like that for now. So I'm thinking I'm going to put that photo of my plants inside that first fold out piece. And then on the other side of the page, I'm just working out what I'm going to do to fill in the gap. So I have another photo of some new plants I just got, and a new pot and some paintbrushes that I got from Bunnings, which is the photo of my purchases that go with the receipt. So I'm just working out how I'm going to add that to the page. Am I going to put it inside a fold out? Am I going to put it along the top there or along the bottom? One of my favorite fold out pieces is the one with the person holding the plant. And so I really wanted to include that on this page, especially because it goes well with the receipt and the shopping trolley full of purchases, because the person is holding a plant with a price tag on it. So it kind of just fits really well. And so I wanted to include that all together on this page, and just working out the best layout to do so. I printed out one of those patterns that I'd printed small, so full to a page. It's like this pink pattern with pretty little leaves across the page, and I'm going to use that as like a backdrop for this photo. So I'm just going to glue that along the top of the page, and then the photo is going to sit on top. And because I don't have any double-sided tape, I'm just using my stapler to attach the photos to the page. I also cut out one of the smaller labels, and I'm going to stick that just below that picture so that I can write a little bit about that. And then just gluing that last little fold out piece that I want to include along the bottom of the page in the gap there. And I really like how the whole spread sort of complements itself. Everything seems to flow together really well. It fits together a bit like a puzzle. So I like how it's going so far. You can see I just stapled that other photo inside the larger fold out piece. And then I just have this other photo which I wanted to include on the page. It's a picture of some of my prayer plants, which are very happy and thriving at the moment. So I just stapled that along the bottom, and then off camera I just went ahead and added my journaling, which you'll see here. So here's the finished spread and how I used all the new printables from my shop. I feel like everything just works together really well. Those red framed labels complement everything and anything, and they add such a cool vintage feel to the page. But yes, so that was the spread today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, if you do have something you've been eyeing in my shop, it's 20% off right now, and I'll leave the link down below. I hope you guys are all doing really well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!